The desire to keep listening is the desire to keep trying to understand. Resonate Podcast Festival has left me once again with the desire to keep telling the world what a podcast can be, what a film can be, what a newsletter can be, and what creativity can be. 2024 was my second time attending Resonate Podcast Festival, and it was a great way to end my creative conference and festival run of the year. Last year when I came, I didn't really know anyone, but I learned so much. I even learned how to land my first brand partnership for my newsletter, Please Hustle Responsibly. I felt like that was such a great return on investment that I returned for a second year, just hoping to learn again from all the incredible speakers and to be inspired to try something new with my podcast. And I got so much more than that. Securing a brand partner enabled me to invest in editors for my show, significantly improving its consistency and quality. After experiencing the incredible sound design and diverse audio formats at this year's festival, I know these elements are my next steps to take my show from good to great. So here are a few things that I'm sitting with and asking myself after having attended Resonate Podcast Festival. And if you want to learn how to stop making boring podcasts, these might be helpful for you as well. Can you make it feel relevant without making it feel like homework? There's so much research that goes into podcasting and, quite frankly, into the newsletters that I write. Fact-checking, reviewing previous interviews and press appearances, thumbing through archives, tons of online sleuthing and searching, and sometimes even speaking with folks close to your guest. Sometimes we, as humans in general, can get wrapped up in the numbers and fail to connect the numbers with real-world context. That's why I always appreciate creators that not only share their income, but actually tell the reality of how they achieved it and what it took, especially during the years where they may have taken a dip. The second question I've been sitting with: what atmosphere do I want the audience to live in while they watch, read, or listen to my work? Fiction is the lie that tells the truth. I think what he was saying with that statement is that narrative podcasts or scripted shows engage in world building to demonstrate real-world scenarios or emotions in a way that feels tangible. It also gives the creator some sense of detachment to stories that are near and dear to them. When you can use your own stories without using your name, it may feel easier. The third thing, another gem from Ronald Young Jr., is that audiences like to be surprised, not tricked. I think this statement really hit at the clickbait versus over-delivering on a promise debacle that we as creators sometimes get into when we're packaging our work. People generally like the second one way more than the first. I often catch myself thinking of ways that I can surprise and delight my audience and community members, all while keeping it fun and factually correct. The last one, which I felt like was calling me out a little bit, but I'm glad I had this realization. And this statement came from Chioki, who is the creator of Resonate Podcast Festival. And it is that grants are an opportunity to be clear about what you're up to and align them with your current creative projects. Danielle Desir-Corbett has been a guest on a podcast that I hosted with Castos, and she is the writer of Grants for Creators, which is a newsletter that has been found money for creators who are looking to fund their projects, literally. She found a space that no one was in and just took over. A well-funded creator or creative team is a recipe for high-quality work. The main difference between indie creators and professional creators, 9 times out of 10, is money. Money gives you access to resources, it allows you to pay yourself and people on your team, and speeds up the time between idea and execution. And grants are a great way to get access to money that you can invest in creative projects like podcasts. I still have my love-hate relationship with grants, but ultimately, I try to think of grants as an opportunity to do work for myself that someone else gets to see. Just like my newsletter is many times a note to self that other people get to read. These thoughts and reflections were originally published in my newsletter, Please Hustle Responsibly. It's free to subscribe, but if you'd like to support the videos, podcasts, and newsletters I write, you can choose to upgrade to a paid membership. For $8 a month or $80 a year, you'll get an ad-free, member-exclusive article each week, and the knowledge that you're supporting an indie creator. I'm always looking for an excuse to meet folks in person and visit Richmond, Virginia, of course. So let me know in the comments or in my inbox what creator events you're planning to attend this year so I can hopefully meet you in person. Happy creating.